Was shown in the video that was running in this hangar, November 12, 1988 at Norton Air Force Base, was about 24 feet in diameter at its widest part, right at the base of that flange. The next biggest one was 60 feet in diameter at the base. Oh, by the way, and the largest of three vehicles was about 120 to 130 feet in diameter. I mean, that's massive when you think about it. It's just huge. Brad said that in this exhibit at Norton Air Force Base that a three-star general said that these vehicles were capable of doing light speed or better. I said, well, so when did you see this? He says, I saw it in 1973. I said, well, where? When? How do you know? When did you see it? He says, well, I was a crew chief. He said, I worked on Bill Scott's plane when he was a test pilot. And he says, one night my ship supervisor said to me, go out to North Base. They've got a power unit out there, a ground power unit for an aircraft that's leaking or failed or something. So we need to take a tow vehicle out there, go out, pick it up, bring it back. Well, instead, what happened is he comes up off the dry lake bed, rolls right up on the tarmac, and is going down these rows of hangars. They're all Quonset-style hangars back then. And he stops in front of the first one with the doors cracked, expecting to find this defective ground power unit. And what does he see? He sees this flying saucer sitting in the hangar, hovering off the ground. So I said, well, what happened? He says, well, this thing, was flat on the bottom, sloping sides, had little cameras in these little plastic domes all over, and there was a door on the side. And he says, I wasn't there for 15 seconds, and I heard footsteps running up to me. Before I could even turn around and look, he says, there was a machine gun barrel at my throat, another one over here, and he says, a gruff voice says, close your eyes and get on the ground, or we're going to blow your head off. So they put a hood over his head, blindfolded him, hauled him off, and they spent 18 hours debriefing him.
I can discuss Norton Air Force Base, and that as a result of all the military airlift command bases under me for their facilities, that there was one facility at Norton Air Force Base that was close hold. Not even the wing commander there could know what was going on. And during that time period, throughout my career, it was always rumored by the pilots that that was a cover for, in fact, a location of one UFO craft. And the reason for that location was folks that could come out, land at Norton, play golf, be part of a golf tournament and so forth, and during that process could go by the facility and actually see the UFO.
Don Phillips is an Air Force military man. He worked with Kelly Johnson at the Skunk Works, Lockheed, as a young man. His testimony is conclusive. He goes into tremendous detail about the fact that we not only have these devices, that we have studied them, and that we have had tremendous technological advances from the study of these extraterrestrial vehicles.
I know there were two prominent people that, to this day, I still know, that founded what we call Area 51. They're two friends. The idea that there is craft being worked on is not just an idea. Yes, there was craft there. I've talked to others that have worked on it. There's different levels there. What you see on the surface is not representative of all of the research areas that are there. One of our contract scientists for our private concern, Light City Technologies Incorporated, he worked with them. He worked with a couple of those technologies while he was with a very prominent intelligence agency of the United States government. We put it to use, but it took us a long time to figure out what it was, and then figure out how we can use it, and then what to use it for. And are those products useful for humanity?
In conclusion, I would like to state that this is a matter of the utmost significance to the American people, but also to peoples throughout the world. We can establish now that we are not alone. It can be proven that there are technologies which could give us a new and sustainable civilization. And we are certain that the secrecy surrounding this issue constitutes a threat to the national security and to the security of the whole entire world. Specific actions which I would recommend. I would recommend that our scientific institutions, such as the National Science Foundation, the National Academy of Sciences, and others around the world, look into this subject with an impartial and objective view to getting to the bottom of the facts. You cannot dismiss over 100 people's testimony who range from brigadier generals to colonels to air traffic controllers at strategic air command facilities in a cavalier fashion. There can be no denying that there is something going on. It at the minimum deserves a serious, well-funded scientific inquiry. In addition, I believe that the United States Congress and the United Nations, as well as the parliaments of the United Kingdom and other advanced countries, need to have hearings on this subject. There are thousands of prospective witnesses to this whole matter. They will come forward if they are protected, if there is an official and serious and honest inquiry that is oriented towards getting to the truth. In addition, I ask that the President of the United States take executive action to form a commission to openly study this matter, and also that he issue executive orders releasing people from national security oaths or penalties for coming forward with information regarding these projects. It is my opinion that because these projects have escaped appropriate legal constitutional oversight, they are a priori null and void from a legal point of view. However, many of the witnesses would feel more comfortable coming forward if there was action on their behalf by the President as well as by the Congress. I also wish to emphasize that the President of the United States needs to be fully informed on these and related issues. We have learned that a number of presidents in the past, through high-level contacts to them, have been left in the dark on this very important issue. This cannot be allowed to continue. Lastly, I would welcome the input from scientists, from government officials around the world, so that we can cooperate in any way possible to allow this information to come forward. I would also invite other people who may gain access to this briefing video to contact me if they are a witness, if they have been within the military, the intelligence, or corporate world and have had direct first-hand knowledge of these projects. It is only through many people coming together courageously that we will be able to establish the truth and create the world that we wish to have for our children and our children's children. Thank you very much.
This whole project of bringing this out in the open will probably take other people too. But myself, I'm 73 years old, and I've had a good life and no regrets, and I've loved this country, and I've been a Christian all my life since I was about 11 years old, and so I believe God wants this known. I believe the cosmos wants this known.
It was a real eye-opener, how deep the secrecy goes, how deep the cover-up is.
It still bothers me that I've seen all this, I know all this, and like I'm walking around like with the answer, and nobody wants to ask the question to get the answer, and it kind of irritates me a little bit.
The truth is going to come out sooner or later.
I think it's long past time to open this up to the public.
I think it's time for us to act to end this charade.
It's definitely time to make this disclosure on this. It's been kept secret too long.
One of the things that I'm upset about is that good people are forced to do illegal things, and I believe that this information should be given to the American public.
Give us information to the young people of the world in this country. They want to hear it. They want it. Give it to them. Don't hide it and tell lies and make stories. They're not stupid.
Eventually, when there's going to be something happen that will make all of them have egg all over their face, and they're going to have to admit that you know, they haven't been truthful at all.
This should be the subject of rigorous scientific investigation and not the subject of rubbishing by tabloid newspapers.
It's the discovery of the lifetime of humankind, isn't it? To find out that we're not here alone.
It's a truth that the entire world has to be informed about, and that truth is man is not alone.
People are walking around in a daze. They have no idea what is going on. No idea.